Hello, welcome back to another episode of Andy Drinks Beer, the show where Andy drinks beer. Today, in honor of Minnesota Vikings training camp coming up here in a couple weeks, we have Mankato Brewery's Kato Lager. It's a 5% ABV and an 18 on the old IBU. And Mankato Brewery, located in North Mankato, just off of 169, right when you get into town. And as we're pouring, you see a nice little golden colors going on right now. There we go. And I always love local beers, and you know, the fact that this is a take on a German beer, it's got some history to it too. I always like that a little bit. This is from their website. A Munich-style Helles Ale lager brewed in the German tradition as a nod to the classic from the Mankato Brewing Company. That once brewed in our key city. So, cheers to that. So, even with the light color, you get a lot of flavor in there. The hops are really coming through, and it's a little bit bitter than more bitter than its 18 IBU, but still pretty gosh darn good. Like, you could tell, like, it's got some girth to it. That, yeah, it's not the your old American domestic type beer. Of course, our 5 criteria, as always: number 1, is this crushable or a sipper? Number 2, what food to pair well with this? Number 3, compared to a movie or TV show? Number 4, what does this remind me of? Take it on back now. And last but not least, number 5, our rating scale. On a scale of 1 to 10 Reuben Studdards, 1 being Reuben Studdard and 10 being the best, how does this beer rate? So let's keep going into this. So even though it's slightly heavier with the 5% ABV, like we said, it really packs in that flavor there. It's still pretty light, so I'm still going to call this crushable as opposed to a sipper. And then moving on to number 2, what food to pair well with this? The easy route. Well, I feel like we need to just completely take out grilled food and German food and schnitzel and all that stuff, because I mean, beer goes well with all of that. Yeah, all beer goes well with that. But I'm gonna go specific. A nice little Reuben sandwich. See, you get the marble rye, and what I like to do is, if you're making your own, mash a couple of caraway seeds in there. If you're toasting the bread, butter it, and then just like top it in with some caraway seeds, some really good stuff, and then you get some nice thick cut pastrami, so pink, so beautiful, and some Thousand Island, and some sauerkraut, and some Swiss, and yeah, this the Kato Lager would go perfect with that. And oddly enough, there's probably a cross section in Mankato of restaurants that serve a mean Reuben and also have Kato Lager on tap, so I'm gonna have to check that out during camp. Number 3, compared to a movie or TV show, I'm gonna go a little bit deep dive on this one. Do you guys remember the movie U-571? It's about a submarine, a German submarine gets taken over by Americans. They're on a covert operation to try and get the Enigma machine. It's a fictional story, but it's a really good movie. It's got a young Matthew McConaughey. It's got Harvey Keitel. It's got Alan Cummings, I believe it is. Maybe not. John Bon Jovi has a cameo in it, and I believe the captain who dies early in the movie, spoiler, was Bill Paxton, R.I.P. Bill Paxton there. But yeah, the Americans doing a take on a German, yeah, that kind of fits with this Kato doing the old German style beer, and it's just so good. I'm gonna watch that movie tonight. That is a damn good movie. Number 4, what does this remind me of? So, some of you may know I'm adopted, and it was a half Norwegian, half German family. My grandmother was a German half, and every Christmas, she would, beer-wise, in the Carlson household, it was usually what was ever cheapest, what was ever, you know, the light domestic, the Busch Lights, the special exports, the hams, etc. But every Christmas, Grandma would come up with a couple of tall, green, thick jugs. They weren't growlers per se. They're like the old style ones that have like the hinge with the pressure to keep the latch on and stuff. You know, the sort of bottles that you would save. And it was old world German style beer that she'd go to lacrosse to go pick up. And yeah, it was always a Christmas tradition. And yeah, of course, being the precocious child that I am, always sneaking a couple sips. Yeah, this is what reminds me of that. It's really good. Last but not least, our rating scale, 1 to 10 Reuben Sutter, 10 being the best. I'm gonna go solid 9.5. Solid 9.5 on Mankato Brewery's Kato Lager, and just it shows that we can make some really damn good beer. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I come up bop into Mankato Brewery when we're down at training camp as well. So, bros. Hit subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at Andy Carlson Show. Prost.